Welcome to Under the Surface, your monthly insider look at the Queensland Reds. Coming up, Women's Head of Athletic Performance, Freya Greenell, tells us about her role at the Queensland Reds. We invite some budding young Rio reporters to grill Reds players at training. Go behind the scenes at the first Rio Tinto Elite Girls Rugby Talent Combine of the year. We see what Connor Vest gets up to outside the four walls of Ballymore. As Head of Athletic Performance, Freya Greenell has a very important job preparing our women's team each week. Let's find out about her role and how she reflects on the season.
My name's Freya Greenell. I'm the Head of Athletic Performance at Queensland Reds. I look after the women's program and I look after all things athletic performance, from dietetics to strength and conditioning and with a touch of medical. So in season it's pretty crazy. I have another job as well, so I usually take my kids to daycare, go to my other job at the clinic, and then straight into Reds by about lunchtime. When I get to training, it's usually meetings with the performance staff. Then I usually get to my staff, my assistant coach, and we work on field setup, the structure of training, and then it's a setup and then straight into it with the athletes. We've had a great unit as a staff all season. Fraser was awesome to work with, and he's really supportive of everything from the medical to the strength and conditioning program, and he really understands our goals. So I think as a staff we were really united, which helped us perform this season. So Nico's been excellent. I can't imagine the program running without him. He has been such a good guide for the new staff, myself, Fraser, and all the assistants. So he's been a really good sounding board for how things should run, and we've loved working together. Now that the season's finished, we are just looking after a handful of players. The girls are in Wallaroos camps when they're home, as well as some of the club girls. So we're here 2 days a week. It's much easier because the volume of athletes is less, but it gives us a good chance to work on one-on-one things. I love working in female sport, and I think there's such a huge development still to come, and I love being part of that process. So it's important to me because I guess I was a female athlete to some degree, and I can see the huge scope that we've got to get better and better. And yeah, I suspect I'll be working in this field for a very long time.
We let 3 Rio reporters loose at training to ask the hard-hitting questions. Let's take a look.
Hi, we are the Rio reporters and we are here to report for Under the Surface. Kendrick Lamar or Drake?
I gotta go Drake, I think.
What school did you go to as a kid?
I went to St Anthony's. It's a primary school in Toowoomba.
I also went there.
Actually? Oh, right. Small world, far out.
If you could be any other rugby player for a day, who would it be? And why?
That's a good question. I think I'd probably want to be Lockie Anderson because he's got a pretty good chasse on him and he's a really nice guy, got lots of mates. So
if you weren't a rugby player, who would you be?
I'd say I'd probably like to be a chippy. That'd be cool.
What is your favourite band?
Favourite band, Red Hot Chili Peppers. They were the first album I ever owned.
If you could have any superhero on your team, who would it be?
I definitely think it'd be nice to have the Hulk in a few scrums. I think that'd help out.
What is the most embarrassing thing that's happened to you on the rugby field?
The most embarrassing thing? Probably getting my pants pulled down a tackle. That's always pretty embarrassing.
Would you rather win the Bledisloe or win the World Cup?
World Cup.
If you had a craft day, what would you craft?
I wouldn't mind doing like some pottery on a wheel. I reckon that'd be good fun. Make a mug or something, give to my mum.
What is your favourite karaoke song? What would be your go-to?
Sweet Caroline.
What's your favourite rugby club in Brisbane?
Brothers, for sure.
I hate them.
What club do you play for?
West Bulldogs. Who was your superstar as a kid?
I was a big fan of James Horwell. So he was a captain probably a little bit before your time, but yeah, it's cool now to be able to play at the Reds, and he comes along to a few games, and get to chat with him, which is yeah, it's pretty cool. It's always awesome to have a chat with him and see him at the games. Thank you.
Yeah.
Great job.
Thanks.
The Rio Tinto Elite Girls Rugby Talent Combine are designed to identify girls who could play rugby sevens. Let's go behind the scenes and take a look at this year's first combine.
My name is Mariola Balessa-Simeon and I'm head coach of the Queensland Reds Women's Youth Academy. Combines like this are extremely important for identifying talent across places that we wouldn't usually go and watch a lot of rugby in. Obviously, we can access footage and we can get an understanding of what kind of talent is out there, but being able to actually come to these combines, do testing with the girls, watch them not on a live stream but in real life, in real time, just gives us a really good idea of maybe some raw talent that we haven't been able to identify, and it just kind of highlights that there are so many players in regional Queensland and in other places around the country that don't quite get the opportunity to maybe play at a higher level, but are players that could be developed to become something really big. Being able to give them an experience of all of this testing and data just kind of gives them an insight into what it's like at that next level. I guess what we're hoping to gain from an event like this for the future is getting an understanding. Not only do we want to see their on-field performance, but we want to see kind of like the development, all of their strength and conditioning markers, and be able to kind of connect that with their on-field performance, and then start to pick out girls who might not be as experienced on field but have really good strength and conditioning markers that we can kind of see an avenue for development for the future.
A work-life balance is key for any athlete, so we caught up with Connor Vest to see how he sharpens his skills off the rugby field.
I'm Connor Vest, play for the Queensland Reds, and I'm the owner and director of Vestfield. Yeah, I sort of pursued a trade early. My mum always told me that just be ready for in case footy doesn't work out. I always knew I would make it as a footy player. It was just a matter of when, not if. I always decided to have something to fall back on if something was to happen, a career-ending injury or anything along those lines. Just always have something ready to fall back into. I finished school straight away and moved down to Sydney, and I was pretty much had an apprenticeship lined up straight away for my rugby club. It was through them. So was a tradie for 18 until 28 until I made it as a footy player. So 10 years. It's the same as being a rugby player. You need to practice. Practice makes perfect. And if you have time out of the game, obviously your standards probably drop, your levels drop, and then everything else comes with that. So I try to do 1, maybe 2 days a week at least on my trade. If not, try and get in as much as I can. But yeah, whilst being a professional footy player, I've definitely tried to keep up my skills. It's good to have an escape, and for me, being on the tools, and as mundane as it might be for some people, it's like an escape for me, and I really enjoy that sort of side of things.
We hope you've enjoyed this episode. We'll be back next month with the next instalment of Under the Surface.